Hello my friends and welcome back to the rabbit hole. Today's video is going to be another new skincare try-on. Oh my gosh, the amount of new releases in both makeup and skincare. It has been ridiculous this January. I think it's so funny, one of you pointed out that K-beauty brands don't really stall in releasing new products in November and December, but Western brands stop. All new releases stop, and January is just this cascading waterfall of new products. As such, there's a few things I want to say before we get into this video. I'm going to be trying on a lot tonight. Please know that, how many products is this? 7? This is not necessarily what anybody has to do every single night. It's not what I do every night. Instead, the point of this video is chatting about these new releases, so I'm going to be using a lot all at once. A lot of this is PR. Some of this I did buy. I'm going to tell you that regardless. It's going to be the type of video where I don't hold back on my opinion. It seems most people appreciate that, but I do occasionally have some people say I'm a bit too negative. So I just want to say I'm actually trying to be accurate in the way I describe products. And the reality is, in a video that has 10 products today, what's the likelihood of you making a Sephora order of 10 products and loving everything? I think it's just more realistic to say, I don't like everything. And one more thing, in today's kind of long intro, remember, timestamps and links are in the description box below. I'm really sorry if I seem a little out of sorts. I do feel like I look a little rough. Everyone in the entire state of Florida seems to be fighting a cold right now. My own sweetie has been so sick. Poor thing, she got so sick over the weekend. She had to see a doctor, get on antibiotics, the whole shebang. And yet I'm over here, I can feel my body fighting it, but I think we're winning right now. I'm a little rough, but I think we're winning. It's kind of like, you know how in sports games, the teams always discuss, well, we're playing with our best sportsing abilities. That's my immune system right now. I'm personally cheering it on. I hope it wins, but I might be a little sniffly, you know. It's epic rap battles of the immune system right now. Lymphocytes versus... I think I'll never do that again. But anyway, we've got a lot of new products. Let me actually start out this video by talking a little bit about what's on my skin right now. So I placed several Sephora orders, and one of the products I bought on everyone's recommendation, so many people asked me to buy this, was the InnBeauty Project Bright and Tight Eye Cream. And I agreed with all of you. A lot of people were saying the ingredients look amazing, tranexamic acid, peptides, brightening vitamin C. And I hoped when I made my order that this would be similar to the Glow Recipe Guava Eye Cream, which I've been talking about as, you know, one of the most breakthrough eye cream formulas I've seen in a while. This looked similar, but actually $4 less. I am so blown away by this. Let me show you the texture of it really quickly. The only catch is, and there is a catch with it, there's always some kind of a catch. The only catch is you have to be kind of really cautious about the amount of product you use with this, more so than the Glow Recipe Guava. You want to pump out basically half a pump. It does have a little bit of a tint to it, and if you use too much, it will pill. But if you use just the right amount, it's perfectly brightening. I was a little concerned this might not work on deep skin tones, but I was reading through the reviews on Sephora, and I saw people of a deeper skin tone saying it blends out well on them. And I think it should. It's not really a tinted product, it's more of a brightening product, and I think that final color does end up just being kind of a sheer brightening color. So it's beautiful. It is so beautiful that I went back and I bought a sampler set from this brand. I really want to know more about what this InnBeauty brand is about. And then in one of my Sephora orders, I chose as my sample the Supergoop Daily Dose Bioretinol and Mineral SPF, SPF 40. I was so intrigued by this one. First of all, I feel like almost all mineral sunscreens seem to cap out at SPF of 30, right? Some of them push it to an SPF of 32. You all know what I'm talking about. So I was intrigued. Bioretinol, okay, it's bakuchiol. And they actually disclosed that it's a PA of 3+. That's pretty neat to see. Intriguing though, it's an SPF of 40, but only PA 3+. Anyway, the only thing I don't like is this dropper. I don't ever like sunscreens that come in a dropper. I just feel like it's so hard to apply enough sunscreen when it's in a dropper. However, I do like it. It's got a tint to it. Oh no, a universal tint. I don't know if it'll work for everyone, but at the same time, maybe. If the eye cream does, maybe. I don't know. Feel free to comment if you've tried this and you have a deeper skin tone. But it does buff in nicely. It does have a little bit of a shininess to it. That seems to be something that is pretty hard for, in particular, Western sunscreens to avoid, but it's not too bad, and it does dry out on your skin through the day, probably because mineral sunscreen filters do in fact have astringent properties. And you can see it on my skin now. I did reapply, just to be clear. I did reapply, so it's not really a 12-hour sunscreen wear test going on right now, but I would say I like it. I don't see the need to run out and buy the full size. And I'll quickly mention my lip balm because I think it deserves to be mentioned. This was sent over by Pacifica, the Vegan Collagen Complex Lip Balm. I like this. I think it is a really well done lip balm. It is in between that real emollient and real lightweight oily type of feel. It's a good sensation on my lips. It's a lot more affordable, which I really appreciate. I am gonna say I don't think it quite hits the level of my absolute favorite, which is the Kopari Lip Glossy. I just like the feel of that a hint more. But I will use this whole thing. And it keeps my lips feeling comfortable, and sometimes, sometimes that's all I'm asking. I don't want to break the bank, I just want my lips to feel comfortable. And with that, let's go ahead and get into tonight's PM skincare routine. It is not a retinoid night for me, although I do need to we are coming up on my 1-year anniversary of adapalene. I'm going to do a 1-year update. I'm so excited. But anyway, not a retinoid night. We're just going to play around, and we're going to start with cleansing. So Nip and Fab sent me some products, and these aren't new releases, but they sent them in celebration of them joining the JCPenney beauty family. I was over here thinking, didn't JCPenney just kick out Sephora? You remember JCPenney and Sephora? But apparently they are coming back with their own retail section of beauty products. Anyway, long story short, Nip and Fab is one of the brands that will be, or already is, at, see, I'm trying to say Sephora. This is going to be really hard for me to break out of this mentality. So Sephora is now at Kohl's, and JCPenney is now their own beauty retailer. Ugh, my brain. Anyway, Nip and Fab is there. This is a brand that does use chemical exfoliants, so I gotta be careful with my chemical exfoliants, but I've discovered I can use them in this wash-off capacity, and that's what I'm going to do with this. We've got the Glycolic Scrub Fix, and I'm actually going to go ahead and do the Lancer method tonight without Lancer products. We're just going to start by exfoliating my skin with this cleanser, and then I'm going to follow with the Glow Recipe cleanser. This cleanser contains both glycolic acid as well as salicylic acid, a favorite chemical exfoliant for me, and it does have your standard scrub feel to it. It kind of feels like the Lancer scrub, but maybe the granules might feel a little bit thicker. I gotta say, this is exactly the level of exfoliating that I like. It really feels wonderful to me. I like physical exfoliators, just not every day, and they don't have to be, or I don't want them to be, too harsh. I'm back. I just rinsed off, and y'all, this shirt gave me problems. This shirt, can I tell you the story? I was on the Urban Outfitters website. They were having some big sale on sale. You know how it is. So I saw this shirt, and they had it in 2 different colors, and it looked so cute on the model that I bought both colors. Lo and behold, I get it in the mail, and look at this. It's the Seinfeld pirate shirt. Now I know why it was on sale. Everything looks good on the models. Then you get it and you look like you're about to go sailing the open seas. I think that might mean something else on the internet. You know what? Let's move on. Let's move on. Our next product is Glow Recipe. Glow Recipe released their Avocado Ceramide Moisture Barrier Cleanser. It's Glow Recipe, so you know everybody has been so excited, self-included, had to go buy it. I'm gonna be honest with you though, and I just said this in Monday's video, I truly feel like I just prefer drugstore cleansers, and this kind of ended up being another example of why that is. There's nothing really wrong with this cleanser. Well, no, actually, let me tell you, it's not really great packaging. I feel like too much product comes out. Did you see that it just came out in this lid upon opening it? It leaks. It leaks. It's so hard to control. How does a high-end product get all the way through the manufacturer and testing and everything, and nobody has said, hey, maybe we should fix the tube? It's not distributing the right amount of product. But anyway, I mean, it's a fine cleanser. I'm doing this after my scrub because this will help to get off any trace of the makeup that the sunscreen that I had on. And it works for that. It's nice for makeup removal. It does have a light lather to it, which is really hard for me to show on my face, so. But if I rub it in my hands, then you can see it does lather. It feels gentle, but you know what? I just don't know if this feels special for $28, especially taking into account the packaging problems. The first time I used this, I found myself thinking, it feels just like a K-Beauty cleanser. And there's nothing really wrong with that, except that it costs roughly 3 times the cost of what I pay for most K-Beauty cleansers, you know, on sites like Stylevana and YesStyle. So it's fine, but it's just, I don't need to spend $28 on a cleanser that is fine, especially one that has packaging issues. So I don't know, I think that it could have been better, Glow Recipe. And I've rinsed off. I gotta tell you, that method of using a scrub and then using a gentle cleanser, it feels wonderful. I see why Dr. Lancer loves it. Oh, I just realized that is probably something that TikTok will get their grubby hands on and rename. What will they call it, though? What will they call it? And you can do this with any products. Dr. Lancer even talks about that in his own book. You can use any scrub and any gentle cleanser, and if you are using gentle enough products, your skin shouldn't feel stripped, but it should feel thoroughly cleansed, all that sunscreen gone, and just a kind of refreshed feel. Okay, so next we're gonna move on to toner, which again, it's an optional step, but I love it. Where's all the toners? Nobody came out with toners. There are so many new moisturizers and serums, but no new toners. Why? But I bought a new to me product, and I'm gonna try it in today's video. This is from the brand One Thing. It is their Artemisia Capillaris extract. One thing referring to one ingredient. One ingredient, unless you're looking at an ingredients list that is sold in the West, where you would have to disclose what exactly is in that extract. Anyway, let's try it. It looks liquidy, so I think I'm gonna grab a cotton pad. Y'all wanna know a secret? These are the Shiseido cotton pads. I violently ripped them in half. That probably just kicked up a bunch of dust in the air. And then I fold them over like this, because I'm not rich. These are expensive. I like them, but I'm not rich. And then we can pour a little bit of this on. It was very watery, very watery. I do not know why, but something about this bottle, I really just had a moment where I thought I was smelling rum. I blame the pirate shirt. Oh, y'all, I kicked up so much dust in the air. Maybe I should just do what I've seen other people do, which is take scissors. Take scissors to the Shiseido cotton pads. You only need half of them. You really do. I can't figure out this smell. It's so interesting. There's a sweetness to it. Oh, it's so interesting. I gotta get Ara to smell this. She's so much better at describing scents than I am. It's almost like it smells like licorice. You know what I do want to say? I want to say expectations versus reality. I totally thought that I was buying glass packaging. It's plastic. It's plastic. And now we're gonna do some LED therapy. As most of you know, I do my LED therapy just about every night, but we have a brand new release from LustreSkin. I gotta tell you all something. So I've had kind of a few companies reach out to me and offer to send LED masks of some sort. Usually, I just kind of decline them just because how can I review everything that's out there? But when I saw this email from this company, I really wanted to try it because truth be told, I've bought from this company before. I knew that they do make nice devices. So this one looked real next level, and it kind of is. It's kind of amazing what they are doing with this. Ara even said it when I first was using this. She said, it's like they watched your video and took all of your tips to make this mask. First of all, it is semi-flexible. You see that? As opposed to the hard shells of the Cure and the Dr. Dennis Gross mask, I think this will have a better chance of fitting more faces, and that is a limitation with some of those other masks. For goodness sakes, they have a nice strap. It's a nice strap. You would think that Dr. Dennis Gross's over $400 LED mask would have a nice strap, but it is horrifying. It is such a bad strap. But look at this, look at this. They've added in these safety goggles. Oh, let me try again, let me try again. The strap is so good that it's blocking your view. They've added in these safety goggles, and they're not completely... Sometimes figuring out how to convey a point is very difficult. They're built-in safety goggles that block the light on the inside, but also still allow you to see. I had never thought anybody would figure out a system like that. They disclose all the specs. I'll put a picture up on the screen from the instruction booklet that is included with this mask. It is a 10-minute session, which usually my masks you only do for 3 minutes. And yet again, this one has 2 settings. You have the mostly red and infrared, which it actually has the wavelength of infrared that I prefer to see, and then you have the red and blue option, blue lights for dealing with acne, which I do have, so we'll go ahead and do this session. I feel like there's something really interesting about the way this looks. By the way, the reason I'm holding it up is because my not too properly prepared self has clips in my hair. You know what? I'll just pull them out. I'll pull them out. I'm out here singing the praises of the strap, but you can't tell because I'm trying to strap it over clips. Okay, 10-minute session, go time. I'll be right back. Done with my LED. It does always leave a little bit of a dent in my forehead. It's okay, it's okay. I switched out my headband. Which one do you all honestly like more, the Versed headband or these Glow Recipe ones? I can't decide. And I grabbed my old Lustre device. This is one that I bought from them so long ago. It just looks so beat up at this point. The words have started to rub off. I cracked the inside of it because I dropped it. But I've got to admit, I did love this. I really did. And I think they've done a great job on this as well. The only catch is, it's expensive. Oh, it's expensive. Everything from here on out is PR. That doesn't mean I love everything, so here's a heads up. So let's move on to this new release from Strivectin. Initially, I didn't think I was going to like this all that much. It's not that I thought I would hate it, I just didn't think I would be blown away by it. But I am actually really liking it, and I guess it does make sense. In all truth, I do think Strivectin's a good brand. They're pricey, but they make good products. The idea behind this is it contains this alpha-3 peptide. Now, in full disclosure, I have not been able to find out too much information on this, at least in terms of published literature, but they say that it targets 3 different mechanisms in your skin. It increases collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid. I thought that sounded optimistic, but my skin is actually really liking this. So Strivectin did their own 8-week study with 32 participants, and they found the participants had a 96% increase in skin plumpness, as well as skin smoothness, and 93% visible improvement in forehead frown lines. I haven't been trying this for 8 weeks yet, so I can't say anything too long term, but I do like it, and it sinks into your skin really rapidly. Still is a little tacky in the sensation left behind, so I do prefer it for night, but it absorbs very nicely. For our eye cream, and let me tell you, I am so stinking heartbroken that I'm not currently applying my The Ordinary Peptide Eye Serum that I bought from Ulta. I feel like I've had an issue with the mail. I made an order almost 2 weeks ago at this point, and it is not moving. I've got the dreaded delivery exception. I am starting to think that LaserShip might have lost my package, and I'm heartbroken. I'm so heartbroken. It's not that it's a super expensive order, but I really wanted to share with you some of these new releases, and my own package is just stuck. Hopefully it gets here in time for what's news in skincare, which we're doing this month. We are doing it this month. We've got stuff to talk about. Including brands that are now gone from Sephora. Want to take a guess at what brand we're going to talk about? What am I doing? I got so ahead of myself, I haven't even shown you what I'm using. This is the new Farmacy Wake Up Honey Eye Cream. You all know that I have enjoyed the honey cream. I think it was such a good idea to come out with a new eye cream to fit the rest of that line. It is really nice. It is a really nice texture. Let me grab a little more and put it on the other eye so you can see how nicely this blends out, hopefully. It is beautiful. Really, really beautiful texture. You know, I do think Farmacy is good at texture. Except for the Cheer Up eye cream, which I think they've now discontinued, right? Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, I got that a little close to my eye. Does this have fragrance in it? Oh gosh, it's Farmacy. I've got to look for the word aroma. Hold on. I guess it doesn't, but it does contain some bitter orange fruit extract, which might possibly contribute to scent. I don't think I've smelled this in all the time I've been using it. Not really a smell. Honey, royal jelly, propolis, caffeine, hyaluronic acid, ceramide, vitamin C. This has everything. This has everything in it. I've been loving this. Again, as you just saw, since I got this from them, I've kind of only wanted to use this, especially at night. It's just so luxurious feeling on. They did a great job on this. And now this next product is gonna floor you. You are not gonna believe, first of all, that this brand sent me anything. Second of all, that I really like this. This is a new release from Ole Henriksen, and it is really well done. It is called their Hydrabarrier Nourishing Face Oil. The ingredients list is remarkably short for the Ole Henriksen brand. It is a product that it does contain fragrance, unsurprisingly, from the Ole Henriksen brand, right? But it must be very light in here because when you smell this, what you actually smell are the natural oils. And it is a beautiful blend of oils. Now, usually I mix my oils into my moisturizer. I just kind of feel like it speeds up the routine and you still get the benefits of the oil. But I'll go ahead and apply some on its own. I'll show you the texture of it. It is a little bit of a thicker oil. Does contain peptide ingredients, which it seems I'm not the only one loving peptides right now, huh? And with this gorgeous blend of ingredients, if you showed me just the ingredients on this product, I would not guess this is from Ole Henriksen. Not that I have anything against Ole Henriksen, I actually like the brand. I used to love Truth Serum, but I kind of feel like they just sort of fell behind for a bit, you know, when there was that real period of time where everyone hated fragrance. You remember that time? When really the whole problem with everything going on with that time period is that maybe fragrance isn't the devil for every single person out there. Maybe it works just fine for some people. But I do have a feeling that impacted the Ole Henriksen brand. You know, I saw them in all kinds of lists of worst products, and it felt like they had their own little backlash with coming out with that lemonade scrub. Do you remember the lemonade scrub? It just felt like, we're gonna stick it to you, influencers. We know you hate lemons, scrubs, and fragrance. By the way, I actually did try that. I got a sample size. It's fine. It's not my favorite product, but it was fine. But this actually feels really nice. The ingredients are amazing. I feel like this is Ole Henriksen's redemption arc. I'm excited for them. Let's see what they do next. This whole line, by the way, is their strength line for improving your moisture barrier, which I think is something that a lot of people have been looking for. We are moving on to the Josie Maran Pro-Retinol Megamoisture Face Cream. This is supposed to be similar to the eye cream, which we've talked about before. You know, the thing is that pink tint worked in the eye cream because pink can help to color correct dark circles. In a face cream, ugh. We've already had the conversation about Josie Maran using the word retinol, and you know that it's still going on. I got an ad the other day for this, I think it was this, maybe the serum, and it was Josie again saying, this is a retinol that doesn't burn your skin. It's not a retinol, it's pink algae. It's a retinol alternative. Words have meaning. But listen, I'm just gonna be honest with you, the main thing I don't like about this is it's so waxy. It is so waxy. So I'm not gonna use it. We're gonna use another new release, hilariously enough, also from a brand that I have critiqued a few times for their communication around concepts, and that is Peter Thomas Roth. But I really like this product. That's the thing, I always like the Water Drench line. I do, I think it's a really well done line. And they've expanded it to now have the Hyaluronic Cloud Rich Barrier Moisturizer, 30% hyaluronic acid complex. Oh my goodness though, the texture is absolutely, it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Let me scoop some of this out. Oh, I just put all these oils on, so I feel like, again, I'm kind of doing a disservice to this because my skin is already, it's gonna spread really nicely, but regardless, it spreads nicely. Oh, this is so nice. I mean, it is just a dreamy application. It feels so hydrating on your skin. Again, that's another one of these strengths of this line. Why did they bother to do a 4-week study with 51 participants, and yet on the side of the box, they only talk about the results immediately, which we talked about in Monday's video, and after 1 week, why? Why not share what happened at the end? It was probably not a big difference, which is fine, that's great. You know, if you see the results in 1 week, that's great. 98% agreed skin felt refreshed with moisture, skin felt less dry and chapped, and skin looked renewed with a healthy glow. So that is a survey type of study. You basically get a questionnaire at the end of the study that says, what do you agree with here? And you check the box on whichever one you agree with. Regardless, I do think it's a really nice product. I mean, I'll have the ingredients up so you can see it. Gorgeous ingredients list, fragrance-free, yeast extract. That is interesting. I wonder what kind of yeast. Squalane, polyglutamic acid, hydrolyzed silk. Stealing some ideas from Tatcha, I see. It's nice though. It's nice if you don't like the regular cream from this line. I think it's called a gel. That one is a lot lighter. This is kind of the heavier counterpart. And we're done with this PM routine, but I'm gonna add one more step. It's not a new release, but it is something that I recently bought, and that is the Ordinary Lash Peptide Serum. I love this. I love it. It has dawned on me that really the only criticism I've ever had with the Ordinary products has been that some of them aren't as cosmetically elegant. But do you think cosmetic elegance matters at all when you are talking about a lash serum? No, of course it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. So why spend extra money on a more cosmetically elegant lash serum, especially when, and I kid you not, I genuinely, I think that this is the best formulation on a lash serum that I have ever seen. The Ordinary came through. They came through. And my friends, that's it for today's video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy today's video, and I will see you all next time.